The difference with the No Pants Project and other groups that I've seen and paid for and been part of is that here it's about value rather than money.
Hey guys, welcome to a special camping edition live.
Yes, we're here in the camp chairs.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful campground, beautiful day.
enjoying some nice, super warm New York weather. Drinking some nice cold beverages to chill out. So welcome to a special campground live, well, not live. Welcome to a special campground edition with a live person. There we go. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, my death has been highly overrated.
with Susan Rook, the attorney. Susan, thank you so much for joining me at the campground.
This is fabulous. So I've got to tell everybody, when I joined No Pants Project, one of the things that I was very excited about was developing a community of people.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady right here, who has spent so many hours with me and coaching me and helping me and saying, oh, you're not an idiot because you don't know how to do blah, blah, blah.
No.
You know, I can show you how to do that. And you did. And, you know, you didn't know me from anybody.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So I think if, you know, that's like one of the biggest things about the No Pants Project. Freelancing, it is lonely.
It can be.
It can be very
really
lonely. And sometimes I think people think that the community is in competition, right?
Right.
In the No Pants Project, there are tons of people that are doing exactly the same thing, but with different ways that they're doing it. There's no competition.
They have a different twist on their superpower, or they're serving a different niche, or they're serving a different market. And that's how it's really fun, because we're able to take like somebody who's doing social content marketing for one niche, but they can share tactics with somebody who's doing it for another niche. And it helps both people out, and they can kind of cross over and help. And the transparency that's in the group is like my favorite thing.
Yes.
For sure.
Or the same niche.
Right.
I mean, people who are saying, oh, I'm doing that exact same fill in the blank. You know, and I love that. I would have never have met you, your husband, your kids.
I know.
This is awesome.
It's been so fun. And we got to have lunch together, which was really cool too. That was super awesome.
We went to a microbrewery. It was fabulous.
Yes, it was so yummy. So yummy. So tell me a little bit about your superpower, Susan. What is it that you do for your clients?
I listen. I listen, and I can speak in their voice. So I do ghostwriting for high-profile clients.
So what is ghostwriting for those of us who don't know?
I write content that you would post as your own.
Okay.
So in order to do that, it has to be obviously in your voice.
Right.
Because otherwise it would be like,
right.
That's weird.
So if I didn't want to do my own blog or write my own articles, I could hire you.
Yes.
And you could write in my voice, and then I could write that and then just put my name on it.
Yes. Well, yes, I wrote it, but here's the thing. My background is journalism. I'm a reporter.
Oh, okay.
So I think of myself as a conduit. So I am your conduit for the things that you want to say and need to say and are saying, but maybe you don't have the time, motivation, skill. So for example, I am ghosting a blog for someone in the medical profession. She doesn't have the time to learn how to write in that way.
No.
And nor should she. I think for most business people, why should they learn social media, tweeting, Facebook, all of these other venues of communicating with an audience. Why should they have to learn all of that? Blogging is a whole separate, like it's very particular to do it well. You can't just, oh, I'm just going to chat about what I ate for breakfast, you know, unless you're a fitness blogger, unless you're a recipe blogger, right?
And there are people who specialize in that. And it's for those, I mean, for those who are busy entrepreneurs, busy people in the medical profession, it's better to outsource that because your time is valuable doing the thing that you're really good at, your superpower. So if your superpower is healing people or doing surgeries, you don't need to learn how to blog or to write articles or do social media because that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense for you.
This is what a lot of people get into because social media and blogging is dubbed as, oh, it's easy. You just sit down, just write a blog.
Right.
Or what do you mean you don't tweet? Or what do you mean you're not on Facebook and you can't write zippy posts? There's an art to that.
There is. And there's formulations and there's studying the insights and audience insights and graphs and tables and a whole mess of stuff.
Now, see, that's where you're brilliant. Okay, you taught me tons of that kind of stuff because I'm in sort of a different, I don't really do that stuff.
Like go that in depth,
because I don't have to. The people that I ghost for already have a following.
Nice.
So, and they're doing this as kind of a benefit to their fans.
Right.
So they don't really worry about metrics. It's sort of like an add-on kind of thing.
Like an add-on bonus. That makes sense.
But for the doctor, she wants to know that people are reading her stuff. She wants to know, is it going to bring people in for a free consultation? She wants to know some of the metrics. And when I came into the No Pants Project, I wasn't paying any attention to metrics. I didn't understand it. I didn't have any reason to pay attention to them.
Right.
But in one of my goals coming into the No Pants Project was to learn metrics, learn how to quantify the things that I never had to quantify before.
Right.
And talking to you, I mean, what did we spend the very first time that we met? It was like about 3 hours.
Yeah, it was a minute.
Yes, it was. And I kept grilling you, asking what I'm sure were inane questions.
No.
You answered every single one of them. Every single coach has answered every single question. Didn't make me feel like I was an adult because I didn't know it.
No. Everybody's got a specialty, you know?
But I think for a lot of freelancers, because we do the books, we do the marketing, we in effect do everything in the business.
Try to be your own one-man agency.
Yes. So there's this misnomer. I should know how to do this, that, and the other thing. And that has been one of the most valuable things about the No Pants Project, because I look and I say, oh, Dee doesn't know how to do everything.
No.
She's asking for people. Deb Law doesn't know how to do everything. She's asking for help. You know, Jessica doesn't know how to do everything. She's asking for help. Mike, who created the No Pants Project, doesn't know how to do everything. And he asked for help. That was like, and that's an intangible. You can't, you know, but that's huge because it showed me, okay, I don't have to know how to do everything. I have a community of people who are more than willing to help me explain things, do it for me.
Yeah. Those are nice too. Like even doing the bartering or trade-offs or done for yous, because we're all building our own business. And so for me to want to test some new skill sets or test something new that I learned and be like, hey, Susan, can I try this out on you? You're like, yeah, totally.
Yes.
That's super helpful.
So it's a win-win for everybody. You have a safe, and me, have a safe place to test out new things. Because you don't want to really do it in the market.
Right.
You don't want to do it in the marketplace because then it's kind of like, oh, tanked badly. Yikes.
And
And
you
when
don't
you're
wanna
new,
get a
you're
bad
worried
rap,
about
yeah.
credibility.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a whole community of people, diverse skills.
Where you can safely test.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
And
like
people tell you the truth.
it's like training wheels for freelancing.
Oh my God, I love that.
Kinda
Training
is like,
wheels for freelancing.
a little bit. So how are you
It is.
enjoying freelancing so far?
I was freelancing before. I was doing the ghostwriting before. And I knew a lot of these people from my background, which is television news.
Nice.
I've been retired for years and years and years and years. I've been retired for a long time. So I knew these people from the CNN days. Well, a lot of them are retiring. So I looked and I realized, okay, I want to have some backup stuff. What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Do I want to get into blogging for businesses? Do I want to do business-to-business marketing? Do I want to do content marketing? Where do I want to go? How do I get there? And what skills do I need in order to get from where I am now to where I want to go?
Right.
That's part of the thing with the No Pants Project that was hugely valuable for me. The beginning of the course is all personal, internal stuff. Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I want?
Where are my boundaries?
Where are my boundaries?
That was huge.
Wow, that was big, right?
I know.
I fired 2 high-dollar clients that I've been ghostwriting for years, and I was terrified.
You were terrified to fire them? Was this before No Pants?
This was before. No. This was as I got into No Pants. Wow. I realized on the basis of all of this stuff in No Pants and being in the No Pants community and doing the No Pants coaching, I had wasn't necessarily the confidence. I know what it was. Okay. So after I got into the No Pants Project and started working through the beginning parts of the exercises, I became very clear in myself that I didn't want to work with a couple of really high-dollar clients. But I didn't want to fire them because they're high-dollar.
Right.
And in the No Pants community on Facebook, I realized other people are either turning down business that isn't a good fit, or they're firing people that are troublesome clients. And they're not going broke. They're doing really well at freebie. So it gave me permission to do something that my internal self had been telling me.
Because what is it?
Do this.
Like Mike says, he's like, you can only be as good as your client allows you to be. And
that was huge. That phrase alone was worth the entire price. I had never thought of it that way.
Learning to internalize it. Like, you can only do as much work and be as good and be as creative and be as groundbreaking and return as much investment as your client allows you to do.
Right.
And so that's a big thing for, I think, a lot of freelancers, and people are even looking at getting into freelancing to kind of even grasp.
I had never thought of that.
No.
I thought, you pay me, I deliver to the best of my ability, and I move heaven and earth to make sure you get what you think you need and what I think you need.
Yeah, for value, right?
Exactly. And so I would get content late, and I would move heaven and earth to turn it around and give it back to them on a deadline. And when Mike started saying, you can only be as good as the client lets you be, I realized, you know what? I'm not delivering my best. It was close to my best for the client,
right?
But it was not the best for me, my sleep, my health, my family. So it wasn't the best for me, and then ultimately for that client or other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, Mike said it one too many times, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try that. Just with one client. I'm not going to do that with both of them. Just with one client, I'm going to see what happens. The whole world explodes. I'm going to send Mike a message and say, oh, look what happened. My world exploded. But you know what happened? I fired the client. I felt so great. It was like this weight was lifted. I suddenly had energy and space and joy, and I had time off with my husband. I do rescue cats. I was able to take on another rescue cat. I had all of this like space and energy, and I lost that income for 6.5 days.
And you replaced it that quick?
I replaced it. No, I didn't replace it. I doubled it.
What?
And I think what happened was listening to Mike just saying that over and over and over and over ad nauseum, and then watching people inside of the No Pants Project community doing this and taking chances and taking risks and being okay. I was like, well, I'll just try that. And the energy just kind of coalesced. And in 6.5 days, I replaced that client with someone that was paying me twice as much and is nice.
Oh my gosh.
Like no stress,
Awesome.
Dream client. You know, the work thing. Who is your dream client? Well, this. Very beginning of that worksheet. I was like saying, okay, I'm going to say dream client stuff. These people don't exist. So I sat there doing it, and then I realized, I went back and I looked at my sheet. The client that I replaced the trouble client with is right there on my dream client sheet.
So awesome. That's so
for
cool.
Twice the income.
Oh, and less stress, and you get to sleep now.
Yeah.
Those are all lovely things.
Yeah, they are.
That's so cool. So, tell me about what are some of your goals
I'm
that you have?
being way too wordy. I'm so sorry, people. But I can't tell you how much, like, the No Pants Project has just absolutely changed my life. I'm doing a different version. I'm doing my own version of the No Pants Project. When I started the project, I weighed 100 pounds more than I do right now. 100 pounds. And I started doing the worksheets, and I realized I can't do this as bad as I am. And it's not about body image. It's not about, oh, you look beautiful no matter blah, blah, blah. And none of that kind of stuff. I didn't have the energy.
Right.
I didn't have the clarity. I didn't have the ability to focus. It was affecting my health, and it was affecting
your quality of work and stuff.
Not necessarily the quality of my work. It affected my risk taking.
Oh, yeah.
So I was playing it very safe.
Right.
Because I didn't have the energy to take risks.
Right.
So I'm in the No Pants Project. I joined right after Charlottesville.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I realized that I was too fat to protest Nazis. And I went on a diet immediately. That and No Pants Project happened simultaneously. And my nephew was here. And I couldn't keep up with my teenage life. I said, no more. So I was in a structured weight loss program, but it was the No Pants Project, and the community inside of the No Pants Project kept me going. I wasn't talking about my weight inside of the No Pants Project.
No.
Not at all, until I got to like 50 pounds down.
I know.
And I posted the picture of me with the 2 giant bags of kitty litter and said, this is how much I've lost. So it's not like I was using the No Pants community on weight loss. That wasn't it. What it was I use the No Pants Project community as a way to really jumpstart my willingness to take risks, stick to a commitment when the commitment was hard and long term, keep an eye on the immediate focus and yet also the long term in mind, and Mike himself, all of the videos and the encouragement and his flannel shirts.
I know.
I'm old enough to be his mom. I just absolutely fell in love with him. I'm like, you know what? If you can do it, I can do it. Right. And that's what everybody in the whole No Pants community says. Dee, if you can do it, I can do it.
I know.
Susan, if you can do it, Deb can do it. Deb,
right.
if you can do it, I can do it. Nina, if you can do it. And then we all tell each other how to do it, our version of it. And it works for all of us.
You know, it's been, I've loved it. I mean, it's definitely been a life change for me. I mean, we started our RV journey and I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know how I wanted to go about it. And I knew I needed a coach and I knew I needed mentoring. And I looked at about 7 or 8 different, programs out there. And I really thought long and hard about it over a weekend and came to the No Pants Project. And it's really helped us sustain, this traveling lifestyle that we do. So that's been huge. That's been huge for us, not freaking out about watching our savings account drop, but being able to replace that income as we move along. And we travel pretty hard and fast. So, but tell me about you. Tell me about what are some goals that you have, goals for freelancing. What are you looking to do with freelancing in your lifestyle?
When I started the No Pants Project, I wanted to stop ghostwriting. I wanted to, I was tired. I was burnt out. I wanted to do something completely different. So part of the value of the No Pants Project and the coaching and talking to other people who are also freelancers has been, oh, you're doing social marketing. How do you do that? What do you do? Because I'm really clear about my skill set, but it's for journalism.
Yeah, but it can be applied to so many different aspects.
But I never had, and I never applied it to business. So I didn't have that kind of confidence. So I experimented around. Nina was brilliant. She helped me set up.
She's so awesome.
Oh my God. She helped me set up websites. Elizabeth Robinson Weiland. She helped me set up my websites. You helped me. Deb Law has been just invaluable. Everybody has been really great about giving ideas and suggestions and saying, this what you wrote here, that didn't really, I don't see that for you. That didn't land right. So it's not just rah-rah feedback. It's also constructive criticism that's super helpful. So I thought I wanted to completely get out of ghostwriting business. And now I realized I really like the people that I'm ghosting for. I love them to pieces.
You just needed to change audience or dream clients, it sounds like, huh?
Yes.
So restructure the business to fit your lifestyle.
Exactly. And what with the weight loss, so it's 100 pounds, I have started doing articles again. So I think part of my superpower is also being a brand.
I can see that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Because I make people feel good. I had a huge, when I was on television, I had a huge Q rating, which is, do people like you when they see you?
Right, okay.
So I think that's kind of part of it. So I started writing again, I've been doing reports on bands and, choosing the articles that I want to write. I ghostwrite for businesses that I believe in. And right now I'm doing the ghosting for free because I've got this whole big income over here. So that went up thanks to No Pants Project. So now I've got this as like a structure and a base. And I can go and kind of learn and retool and see. I don't know where I want to end up. If I say right here where I am, fabulous. But I see myself at some point getting into telling people stories. I want to help other people get to where they want to go. Like the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
She's a friend of mine. And I'm like, oh, you really need a column. I'll write your column. And she's like, I don't have any marketing budget. I'm like, you're a friend. Write your column. So I'm getting experience. She's getting exposure. And it works for both of us. And I'll probably use those columns and go to a business that I like and believe in and say, look, I've done this, 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 and this. What do you think of this? Do you want me to do this for you?
Like a case study. And you can show all kind of great examples from that.
Right.
That's really cool.
Similar, when we were talking,
you
were like, I'm like, Dee, I know exactly what you need to do. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm just like rattling it off, and her eyes are going.
Because there's so much intake. Susan with lots of sleep is so much intake. It's like all these ideas. I'm like, whoa, I need to soak on those and meditate and marinate for about 2 days. And
I'm like, no, don't worry. I'm going to type it all up. I'm going to send it into in an email. I'm going to sketch it out for you. It'll make sense when you see it.
Right. Oh, I'm sure it will. Yeah, because I will need that. Case studies are huge. I think they really are, and showing examples of what you can do when you put your superpower to the test, and how you can help save people. So did you know, you were already ghostwriting when you went into No Pants, but you decided that it wasn't really something you wanted to do or to keep doing. So how was your confidence going into the No Pants program? Because you were already kind of in a space where you were, you said you were overweight and you were wanting to lose weight, and then you weren't sure that you wanted to stay with the freelancing that you were already doing.
Yeah. Part of this is the intersection of I had just gotten kind of set in a rut, in a work rut, in a physical rut, a health rut, an environment rut. There's a reason why the status quo is so appealing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's because it's easy, it's comfortable. So I was in a rut in a variety of ways. And the No Pants Project, there are so many people who were coming into it saying the exact same things that I was feeling. The exact same things. And I'm like, wow, I'm not alone in being in a rut. I'm not alone in being scared to make changes. I'm not alone in not knowing what I want to do next. I'm not alone in not having everything figured out. I'm not alone in not having all of the skills that I think I need. That's the biggest thing. I'm not alone. And the minute I felt I wasn't alone, all of a sudden, it gave me the confidence to try things and experiment and take risks. And some of the risks have panned out. Some of them have not panned out. There's been a community of people with me and behind me and in front of me, all of whom who are saying, what do you have to lose? Come on, we'll pick you up when you fall. We'll pat you on the back. We'll console you. We'll cheer you on. We'll help you get there. So it wasn't just a confidence thing at the beginning of No Pants Project. It was also an isolation thing. I needed to see a whole community of people that were experiencing the same things that I was experiencing.
I think a lot of people do. And I think the trouble is, like, even in a lot of, like, you see a lot of community groups and entrepreneur type groups everywhere. And, you know, you're always so afraid to ask a question, or at least me, maybe it's just me, but you're like always afraid to ask a question because you don't want to be like the goofiest in the room. You're like, am I the only one who doesn't understand what this word means? Like, I'm on Google, I'm looking it up. I'm like, okay, we had somebody the other day ask, and I loved it. I loved it so much. We had one of those students in the No Pants Project ask, what is a slide? Like, and because it has so many different meanings, like you can have a PowerPoint slide, you could have a Google slide, you could have a slide deck, you could have, you know, all these. You could be talking about, well, I'll write the copy for you, but I won't do the images, or maybe it could be sliders on a website. And he's like, guys, I'm on all these groups, and I don't know what a slide is. I'm like, well, all these answers are technically correct, but he was just trying to figure it out. And it's just nice to have a place where you can be like, I'm not an idiot, but I don't understand this.
And people chime in and they're like, oh, this.
I know.
That has been absolutely huge because I joined all of those groups.
I know. Me too.
Right? And everybody in those other groups, and I think this is one of the reasons why No Pants Project is unique, because people aren't afraid to show their vulnerabilities, probably because Mike going in says, hey, I was homeless. Yeah. And I was able to do this. If I could do it, you could do it. It takes hard work, it takes dedication. I will show you every single thing that I did. You know, so he is really the one that fosters this community that supports vulnerability.
Right.
And, you know, on those other groups, I would go in, and it's like the super happy pictures on Facebook. Everybody looks great. Their families are perfect. Their homes are clean. They're always going to concerts. Yeah. Nobody ever posts pictures. This is how I look when I have food poisoning. It just doesn't happen.
Did you see mine the other day?
I did.
I was in Canada and I couldn't get internet reception for like 11 days. I was struggling to try to get some client work done. So I was like hanging out in the RV bathroom in the bathhouse in the women's shower room, like trying to do some client work. And like, this is RV lifestyle. Like for you guys, if you're dedicated to your clients, there are going to be some days you're going to have to do some crazy stuff, like work in the ladies' shower room for 10 minutes to send out some emails. You know, it is what it is.
I love that. I love that.
It's fun.
But see, that wouldn't happen in another group.
Right. Because then people be like, oh. You know.
Here's the thing. I saw that, and what that shows me, one, is creativity. And two, she thought outside of the box. Well, inside the box. After the box. Right?
Right.
But all of these ideas, maybe I'm not going to be in a stall, but my own version of the stall will come up.
Yeah.
And that will allow me to think out of the box as well.
Yeah. No, it's totally good. And, you know, it is different for every person. Every person's journey is different. And for some people, it's working inside of a ladies' restroom. For some people, it's a coffee house. You take what life gives you, you know?
That's true. That's true.
So, you kind of had an idea. You had a background in journalism, and you decided you wanted to do some ghostwriting, and your confidence was kind of, you know, on the border. And then you took the lessons from Mike and the No Pants Project and the support of the community, and you've kind of internalized those in a way that you've been able to, you know, fire clients who were not a good fit for you.
Right. And they're nice people.
Yeah. They just weren't a good fit for you.
But just not a good fit for me.
Yeah. And not only replace that income, but double it. And lose 100 pounds.
And lose 100 pounds.
Which I'm pretty jealous about. But that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
And can I just tell you that, you know, all the people in the No Pants Project, like, I'm invested in their lives.
You make so many connections in that group. So many
connections. And personal connections, because here's the thing. Somebody can be great at business, but if you're not personally connected to them, who cares?
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
It's a really good place for networking. I love networking in there.
And weird kinds of networking.
I know.
Like, you were helping me. I wasn't sending you business. I didn't hire you. I didn't hire Nina. Elizabeth, I didn't hire her. Deb has helped me like up one side, down the other. Like no exchange of like anything. And that's a rarity in this world.
Yeah, well, I think part of that is because, you know, going into it, Mike leads with, you know, a servant's heart. Like he leads as a servant, and because of that, it fosters that kind of servant leader mentality, which, you know, the best leaders are the servant leaders. They're the ones who are not leading at the front of the army. They're the ones who are at the back, making sure all the stragglers keep up and keep pace, and you know that nobody's left behind. They're the ones kind of pushing it through and forging it through, and making sure that everybody's in the same space. And so I think that kind of filters throughout the course modules and the internal work we do, and
the
even just
style of the Facebook group and the people that sign up.
Right. Yep.
You know,
you're attracting a different group of people than the people who are driving Ferraris and renting out houses to film for a day.
But you know what? The Ferrari people and all of that kind of stuff. Here's the thing. The No Pants Project is not anti-money.
No.
Not at all.
No.
But it's not. Here's the difference. The No Pants Project is not anti-money. It is not all about money. The difference with the No Pants Project and other groups that I've seen and paid for and been part of is that here it's about value rather than money. Me paying the coach or a client paying me. If it's all about money on any exchange rather than about value, it's a fundamentally different way of seeing the world. Because when I make sure that a client gets uber amounts of value, they'll pay any amount of money.
Right.
They don't care.
And they're
I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the same thing with the No Pants Project.
It's operating on a value basis, which I think is huge.
And when you give value, if you need money, the money will appear.
Right. Because people are happy to refer.
Woo-woo,
I know.
But
I mean, people are happy to refer somebody who they know does good work and is an honest person and is some person, you know, a person of integrity. And I think that's the type of people that the No Pants Project just seems to how intrinsically attract. I don't know how you do that, Mike, but you're really good with targeting. I don't know how you're doing that, Sneaky.
It's the flannel shirt.
It's the flannel. Everybody's attracted to flannel. That's the problem.
I saw this flannel shirt at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And did you think about Mike?
I wish I'd thought of Mike when I saw the flannel shirt. Should have got him the flannel shirt. I'm sorry, Mike.
All right, so you doubled your income. Now, from the time you started the No Pants Project.
Mid-August.
Okay, until the point where you had fired that one client and not only replaced the income, but doubled it. What are we looking at on a time frame wise?
So from nearly 9 months, from mid-August, 9 months later, which was just recently, I lost 100 pounds. So from the beginning of the No Pants Project to 9 months, lost 100 pounds, fired 2 clients, doubled my income. But it was very slow at first. It was very slow. Those beginning worksheets, and you know, a lot of people look at the beginning and it's kind of like, no, I need to know Facebook marketing in week 1. And Mike is like, no, you need to get clear about some internal stuff in week 1 and week 2. You know, and I looked and I said, I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow exactly what you've laid out. Even though I'm not sure that it'll work for me. I'm going to follow exactly the way you've laid it out. So I did. And I got stuck and I looked in the group and people would be like, oh, you're stuck. Don't worry about it. Just keep going through. You can always go back if you need to. So I just kept doing the work. Simultaneously, I kept doing the work of weight loss. So it was No Pants Project, the community inside of No Pants Project, the coaching, watching all of Mike's videos. So it was this enthusiasm, support, help, all of that kind of stuff, and the weight loss. So it was probably 6 months before I actually did anything. I was experimenting with a couple of websites, doing some things, so I was active, but I wasn't getting results for about 6 months. And that wasn't the No Pants Project fault.
Yeah.
It was the weight loss, because there was a part of me that I could see the 100-pound weight loss, and I wanted to stay hidden until after I lost the weight.
Until you hit your goal.
Because years ago, I was a public figure. I was very famous.
Yeah.
Infamous in some circles. And I didn't want to be in the National Enquirer, where is she now? Oh, she's fat and ugly. The years didn't do her any justice, right? So I was purposefully kind of holding back and being like slower on the public results part of the No Pants Project. But as soon as the weight is lost, I got a monthly column in an online magazine. I was cover of the online magazine.
I saw that. It was such a cute picture. It was so cute.
I was wearing cowboy boots.
It was adorable.
Lie. It was like great. And so now I'm comfortable being a public person again. I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Right.
And, that has really been in large part the No Pants Project and the weight loss, but the weight loss is fully part of the No Pants Project. I didn't do it. I didn't use the No Pants Project as businessy as other people did. I made it work for what I needed in my life.
Right.
And wow, did it work.
Right. Okay, so if you had to give someone some advice, maybe somebody is sitting on the fence and, they're thinking like, okay, well, there's this No Pants Project and it looks kind of cool, but there's also like 7 other programs and, like what makes this different? Why should I go with this one? Is it worth it? Am I going to get my value back? Am I going to get in there and just be totally lost? What would you say to that person?
Don't spend the money on the No Pants Project. Seriously, don't do it. Sign up for Mike's daily emails. I still get those daily emails.
Those daily emails are nice.
Aren't they wonderful?
Yeah.
I read them every single day. I'm a member of the No Pants Project. Those daily emails cause me to think of the world differently and cause me to think of how I move in the world differently. Don't even bother with the course. Sign up for the daily emails. Then you will sit there and look and go, wow, now I see the value of the course. Because if this is the stuff that he's giving away totally for free,
I know.
What is he selling?
Right.
This course, and I've taken courses, classes. I love learning. This is easily a $20,000-$25,000 course.
Yeah.
I mean, it boggles my mind that it's this inexpensive.
Oh, I know.
And I'm glad that it's this inexpensive.
I know.
Because I would have balked at $20,000. But when you talk about value for the investment, and then you look at the value 10, 20, 30, 40 times the cost. Absolutely. If you think of hiring a life coach, like $50 a week, $200 a month, that's just going in the Facebook group and reading other people's posts.
I know.
That's not even reaching out and saying, I need help with this. Can you help me?
will you specifically look over my document and comment on any issues that you see? Like, do I have messaging issues here? Like, will a copywriter, somebody who's a copywriter in the group, just come in and just
Crystal,
look over my document and
yes.
tell me what's going on? Or somebody who has marketing background, will they come over and look at my images,
yes.
and do those images tie in well with the message, and is it formatted in a way that people can, like, I love having it's like access to all these people with their superpowers for free. It is amazing.
Right.
I know. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. And yeah, definitely.
And stay signed up for the emails.
You should. Even if you decide to get the No Pants Project, the daily emails, like we still talk about the daily emails in the group. We were just like, did you guys read Mike's email the other day? So fun.
Right.
I know.
You know, the email, he sent an email out about the guy that, his car guy. Do you remember that email?
Yeah.
The family, and they were from either Lebanon or Syria.
Yeah,
right?
refugees, I think.
Yes, and I still think that. I'm like, you know what? I've got it really good. Oh, I can bitch about stuff just because I think that's human nature.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It helps put things in perspective sometimes. It's a really good perspective on outlook on life, which I think is good and grounding for a lot of us.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I think the people that are right for this course are going to look at the sincerity of the emails, videos like this, us, our interaction, and they're automatically going to be drawn to that, just like you were, just like I was.
Right.
Right? The people that aren't drawn to that are the people that might not be a good fit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay that they don't.
Right.
If this isn't zippy enough for you,
hanging out outside of the RV with some camping chairs.
Don't join.
I know.
I mean, that sounds terrible to say, but for the people that want to give more than they get and who know that they'll be well taken care of and their life will be well taken care of, this is absolutely great. And that can be, you know, me doubling my income. It can be buying a Ferrari if that was on my list of things that I really, really want to do.
Right.
So money is important because it buys freedom and it buys an ability to handle your commitments. Right?
Yeah.
So money's important because I rescue cats. They're expensive.
Right.
Vet bills are expensive. Money's important to you because you got 2 little girls.
Right.
You got this gorgeous RV. Money is important, but if you only look at it, how many toys can I get? Give me toys. Then you're going to get kind of icky clients who are going to be like, how much work can I get from you?
Yeah.
How much energy can I suck out of your soul for the almighty dollar?
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Trade value for value.
Right. You
Yeah.
always get more. When you give more, you always get more.
I know.
Maybe not from that exact person, but it comes around from someplace. It comes around.
So you've used MPP in a way a little different than some people.
Yes.
And that's okay because it's a flexible program. So tell me, you know, what are some parting words or what are some thoughts from you, you know, for people who might be viewing this video? Can somebody who's not a digital marketer, who's not a writer, can somebody who doesn't have that background, can they use MPP and can they make it kind of flex and bend and kind of work it to work the way that you did with your life?
The No Pants Project is designed to be completely flexible because the first part of the project is completely internal. Who am I? What am I about? What matters? Who are the people that I want to work with? What do I have that's unique to me that is valuable in the world? It's not about teaching me how to be a digital marketer. It's teaching me how to get the thing that makes me unique out in the world in a sustainable way that will provide the income level that I want to live the life that I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
That's what NPP is all about. So the No Pants Project, I've referred people to the No Pants Project. They're not even business people. They don't even want to be freelancers.
Mm-hmm.
I've told them, this is a spectacular personal coaching program. You have to join it.
Yeah.
For the personal coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And the coaches and the people inside of the No Pants Project are all great about saying, oh, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that, as a way to make it whatever you need it to be?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mike created it to be all things to all people, but I think it's one of those things that it's not trying to fit Susan into the digital marketing copyright box. It's how to make Susan secure in Susan and then go out into the world and make money, me being me.
That's terrific.
Did that make any sense?
No, it totally makes sense.
Really?
I love how you put it. Yeah.
I write as a living and I are a communicator. And sometimes I get a little bit wrapped around stuff.
This lady, guys. This lady. This is what happens when you come to New York. When you hang out with MPPers, you get this kind of crazy over here. I love it. I love it. Well, Susan, I know it is nice and toasty out here, and I really appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me for our RV one-on-one MPP time. And I'm sure you're ready to jump into the air conditioning just like I am. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And if you haven't checked out the No Pants Project yet, please do it now. Mm-hmm. At least sign up for Mike's emails. You got to get started somewhere, and that'll help shift your mind, shift your thinking to where you can be the best person that you can be. Hope you all have a great afternoon. Thanks.